Alright, so I'm gonna be trying to do this video in one video. Well, fuck, well, obviously. I'm gonna be trying to do this tutorial in one video, and, I forget what else. But basically, I'm going to be making a tutorial for, Forge 1.12.2 hack client. I'm gonna be coding in Eclipse, and, you could probably do some of this in, IntelliJ, but the beginning you probably won't be able to do. Like when you're actually importing it, it'll be completely different. But the actual code part you can follow in IntelliJ. The version 1.12.2 should work for most versions, like 1.8 to 1.12.2. I know will work, but I think once you get up to 1.16, or even 1.13. I've never actually coded in those versions, but I think it gets a little weird to follow this tutorial once you get in those versions, because I think the code changes a bit. But we're just gonna get right into it because I want to do this video as fast as possible.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel, see on both sides like Chanel.
So to start out, you're gonna go to Forge and Minecraft Forge, and we're gonna download. I'm doing 1.12.2. Whatever version you're doing, you download that, and then you would download the MDK. So you can either do latest or recommended. These versions are actually the same right now. But you would download the MDK for they're the same exact thing. So either one. Next, if you don't already, you want to download Eclipse. This is just go on the website, download 64-bit, and then you click download. There's a bunch of special versions that we don't need though. Some people use like, I don't know, weird versions, but we're just using this right here. Just download this. From there, you should be good. Setting up Eclipse might be interesting, but I already have it downloaded, so I'm not really going to go through that. Should be fairly self-explanatory, I hope. I don't know. Anyways, once you download the MDK, you want to have this right here. Now, there's a few ways of actually starting your mod, but I've always done it this way for whatever reason. Basically what you would do is to start, you would make your client folder. So you'd name this whatever your client is. I'm not actually going to write client. We're going to name it, we'll name it Okapi. Okapi client, or hack mod, utility mod, hack client. Whatever you want to call it. Okapi best. So this, you just name this after your client. I'm naming it this because I already have a little logo I made for fun, because I think Okapis are cool. So yeah, you'd make your client folder, and then you make another folder, and you would call this Eclipse. This would basically just be your workspace. Or, yeah. So you want to have these three things. You want to have the MDK we downloaded and these two folders. Then from here, you want to open up your client folder, and you want to open up the Forge MDK. And then you want to take all this and just drag it into here. There you go. Hopefully you already have WinRAR installed. You can open this with WinRAR, 7-zip, I don't know, anything like that. So once you have this, you're going to want to go into your CMD. There's a few commands you need to know for this. We're not going to go over them. Or there's like CD will be how you change your what folder you're in. Directory can be like how you check what folder you're in. And there's like a few other things. From here, you just want to do CD desktop or CD whatever your client folder's in. So if it's in documents, you do CD documents. But if it's on your desktop, like this is, just do CD desktop and then go CD whatever your client name is. So Okapi best. And from here, we would use this. So from here, we would type in Gradle W Eclipse gen Eclipse runs. This changes depending on what version you're in, so I'm not sure. But if it's 1.12.2, then you should be fine. So just type in this command, and then hit enter, and then let it do its thing. This might take longer for you depending on if you've done it before or not, but just wait. Alright, so once it's done and you get build successful, you can X this out, and then you can X that out and then go into open up your Eclipse. So your Eclipse should open up to here, and then you want to click Browse. You want to go to your desktop, and then you want to find your Eclipse folder. So this folder right here, you want to find your Eclipse folder, select folder, and then this is basically just the second folder we made, by the way. And you want to launch. Alright, so once it's launched, you can just import existing projects, or if you don't have that for some reason, you can go up to File, Import, and then go General, Existing Projects into Workspace, and then Next. And from here, you can go Browse. You want to go to your desktop, and then you want to find the client folder that you just made, which would be somewhere here. So copy best. So you want to find your client folder, select folder, and then you want to click Finish. And then that should build the project. As you can see down here, it's building, and then it's done. So we can X this out, and now we have we have a mod basically. So once we have this, we can open up the main folder, and we'll open up these two things, and then we will delete the example mod because it's an example. And then we're gonna start our coding for the first time. So we're gonna make a new package, and we're gonna call this. For me, I'm gonna make it me.surgeonmumu. Copybest. Basically, what you want to do is if you have a website, you do com.yourwebsite. Or if you don't, you can just do me.yourusername, and then the mod that you're making, or the hacked client in this case. So for me, it's just me and then Sergeant Mumu is my name, and then Copybest is the client name. In general, you don't want to use capitals, by the way, so just make everything lowercase for here. And then click Finish, and we're going to make another thing. We're going to go New, and then Class. Classes are basically what you code in, and then we're going to call this class Main, or you can call it like your client if you want. You want to start this with a capital letter usually. It'll give you like a little warning if you don't. It's discouraged because it is. So we'll call this main just for the sake of the tutorial. It's easier. And then once that loads, we're gonna make one more thing. We're gonna go New Package. You want to right click on this, and you're gonna go browse, or not browse. What am I saying? And then you want to add a dot to this, and then we're going to say util, finish. And then also you want to click on this view menu thing and change this package presentation to hierarchical, if I said that right. It's a lot better. And then lastly, we're just going to add a new class again. This time we're adding it to util, and we're going to call this reference. That should be good. Alright, so we're going to go into our main class, and we're going to start actually coding. So a lot of this is going to be boring stuff to begin, because a lot of this is just the base, and you can't really do a whole lot. It's just kind of boring. So we're going to have to get through this part together, guys. I'm just going to X out all these things because they are pointless to me. I usually just keep my package explorer here and then my console here whenever we run the client. So anyways, above public class main, we're gonna add at mod, and then we want to go, and we want to go mod ID equals reference, reference dot mod underscore ID, comma, name equals reference dot name. Sorry for my bad spelling, by the way, and my loud ass keyboard. And then we're just gonna go version equals reference dot version. So this is just how I do it. You want to import mod, by the way. This is just how I do my code, by the way. So a lot of people's gonna be different. But yeah, it's just how I do everything. So you're gonna have errors on reference because we haven't made it yet, or we do technically, but we haven't actually made like the things in it. So we're gonna have errors on that for a little bit, but we'll add it in a second. So under public class main, we're gonna go, I don't think we need anything under here yet, in terms of, no we don't. Okay, so we're just gonna go at instance, and then we want to go public main instance, and a semicolon, and then we're gonna add at event handler, and we're gonna do our initialization. So first one's gonna be public void pre init, and it's gonna be a long ass word. We're gonna write fml pre initialization. You want to make sure you spell that right, and then add event at the end, and then another event. You want to make sure you spell that right because we're gonna import that, and then we're also gonna import this and this, and we're gonna add a curly bracket to the end of that, forward facing. And you want to click enter, and it'll add another bracket for you. So that's pre-init, and then we're gonna go at event handler, and this one will be init, and then we're just gonna copy and paste this word, and that's our initialization, and then we're gonna add post init. Holy crap. Alright, it's giving me mad errors. Oops, yeah, so my bad. You want to add public void. These can also be static if you really want. That you probably don't know what that means. Yeah, that doesn't really matter though. So we gotta initialize. Our first thing is gonna be the instance. So you want to type Minecraft forage dot event bus, motherfucker, event bus dot register, I think, and then instance, and that should be blue from this up here. And then we're gonna go into our reference class. So we're gonna add a few things here. This should be fairly easy. We're gonna go public static final, and then we'll add our mod ID equals, we'll add that in the future, and semicolon. Public static final string, and then mod ID equals something. And then we want to go ahead. We're just going to copy this, and then we want to paste mod ID, name, version, accepted versions, our 2 proxies, I think. So we're going to change this to name. This will be version. This will be accepted versions. And then client proxy class and common proxy class. So we're gonna put name for our name. You want to put the name of your client. For mod ID, this will basically just be like if your client is cool client, it would be CC. Although it's usually better to do 3-letter mod IDs. So it'd be like cock for cool client, or whatever you want. Cool client. I don't know. So for this, I could just do like OB, but I'm gonna do OKB. And then for version, you just put whatever version you want your thing to be in. So like 0.0.1 or 0.1 or like 90, I don't care. Accepted versions, this will be well, depending on what version you're in, but for most of us, it'll be 1.12.2. You want to make sure to put these brackets, or else it'll be gay. And then we don't need to do those yet, so we'll worry about that later. Now we can, I guess not. Okay, sometimes Eclipse is stupid. Okay, so sometimes Eclipse just acts a little stupid, so this will, if you can import this, do so. If not, do this next thing. So we're just gonna go under main instance, and we're gonna go at cited proxy, and then just import that, and then we're gonna add like a little parenthesis, and we're gonna go client side equals reference dot client proxy class, and then equals common proxy class. All right, so at sided proxy, and then all of this. Client side equals client proxy class, and server side equals common proxy class. And then you can just you can hit enter if you want. And we're just gonna write it public static common proxy. That should be good. And we're gonna make this right now actually. So we're gonna go ahead and add a new folder to Okapi Best, or package. It's basically just a folder. We're gonna call this .proxy. All right, and then you want to add a new class to this, and we'll go just client proxy and common proxy class. All right, and then import common proxy. Oh. Seems as though reference has worked all of a sudden, so that's good. Or maybe I probably imported it from here. So all right. So if your reference hasn't imported yet, you go down here and import it from here. If you can't, just like restart Eclipse, because it's really stupid sometimes. All right, so from here we should be pretty good. Actually, we're gonna go to our reference, and we're gonna add these. I forgot about that. So this will just be me.sergeant. Not in all caps though. Me.sergeant Mumu. you're just gonna name it this. So this is what I'm calling it. And then you just want to go dot proxy dot client proxy for your client proxy class, and then just copy and paste this over here and write common proxy for our common proxy class. And then we're just going to Control-Shift-S. By the way, I didn't say this, but Control-Shift-S is to save. If you just want to save the folder that you're in, then you go Control-S, but it's Control-Shift-S to save everything. So I usually just do that every now and then. This is not handlers, this is, but okay. So we're going to go to our mod info now, and we're going to edit this. So the mod ID is the one we put in earlier. If you type this in wrong, you're screwed, and you're going to be stuck for a while. I think there's a few things. I don't think mod IDs can have capital letters, by the way. There's some things that mess it up, but just try to do all lowercase letters. And yeah, so you're just going to use the one from last time. You can type in like, or no, you can't, because it's, wait, I don't think you can. No, because it's quotation marks. Yeah, so you're just going to type in your mod ID that you put in your reference. So mine is OKB. Your name. Not your actual name, the client name, or the mod name, technically. Description, anarchy, you put whatever you want here. Version, just put the version that you had in your reference. MC version. And then you can put URLs here. You can put like a Discord URL if you want. You can do whatever you want. Author list. I'll just write myself. Credits. Those guys. Yeah. And then logo file. So I'm gonna show you actually how to put a logo file in here real quick, because why not? They're cool. So we're just gonna X out of there, and then I already have something here. If you want a few good things to edit or make like a logo, Pixlr is probably the best. Just free, and I've made like a million things off that. I'm not gonna let it load because I have pictures in there. So yeah, Pixlr's a good thing to make logos. If you already have one, that's cool. You can put it in here. So we're gonna actually have something else open. So yeah. We're going to open our Eclipse, and we want to drag this into source/main/resources. Click OK, and it should just go right in there. We're going to rename, we can keep that. So now we're going to go into our mod info, and you want to type in the exact name of this. PNG. It has to be in this folder, by the way. You can't like make another folder or package and then put it in there. It has to be under this folder, or else it will not work. Yeah, so now you should have a folder and everything should work, hopefully. So we're just gonna go Control-Shift-S, and we're gonna launch. There's actually two ways to launch. You can just run it, or you can go in debug, where you can edit things while it's still running. You wanna click on the top folder and then run it, and then click Run Client and click OK. Oh yeah, actually we want to go and fix this. So you want to go into Run Client.launch and change this whole entire thing, including the brackets, to 1.12.2, whatever version you're on. You want to do the same for server, because if you only change this and don't change the brackets, it will not work. So you want to get rid of the brackets and write the version. I don't know why they have brackets there in the first place, but whatever. We're just going to launch, and it should work. I'm going to put my console up here, and hopefully it works. So far we're just going to have like, it's just going to basically just load our mod into the game. What? Need to agree to you. Okay, so I think I clicked on run server by mistake. So you want to click on run client. So yeah, run client, and then it should work, hopefully. Okay, it crashed. So awesome. Oh, you know what? I think I just left these alone. You actually want to do one thing. So you want to go extends common proxy. I forgot about that. That should actually fix it because I think it was client proxy, right? Yeah. All right. So so you want to change this client proxy to just extend common proxy. And then for the most part though, you should just, what the fuck? Oh my God. So for the most part, you can just leave these alone, and we're gonna leave them alone, but you have to add extend common proxy to your client proxy, and then you can save, and then you can leave those alone for basically forever for now. Forever for now. I think that was the only problem, so I hope it works this time. We're just gonna launch it again. Okay, so once your game loaded up, I'm actually just gonna change a few options real quick. You don't have to do this. You can do whatever you want, whatever your preference is for settings. But all right, once it loads up, you should be able to go into mods, and you should see your mod here. It actually should. Okay, real quick, just go back into your mod info and get rid of the brackets in version, just the normal version, and then just leave it in quotation marks because you don't need the brackets and everything. So next time you launch it up, it should just show the version without brackets and a $sign. But either way, we have our logo here and we have everything else loaded. We don't have a URL, and then everything else is good. So yeah, hopefully you have all that. There shouldn't actually be anything in the game yet. Okay, so now you should just have a normal Minecraft game. Hopefully your mod is loaded, and basically that's it for the start of this video. So we have a actual mod that we can load into the game, and in the next, I guess, segment of this, we're gonna code a base, and we're gonna render some things, and I probably won't do any modules, but probably just end the video after we render things. I could do like easy modules, but yeah, that's basically it for the beginning of this. You now have a loadable mod, and in this next segment, we're gonna code a base now. So I'll see you then.
Women like you, water, eating like I'm underworld. Have my tattoos in Shibuya. Police think I'm of the underworld.
Okay, so now we're gonna code a lot of the base, and yep, that's basically it. So this is gonna be pretty boring, but if you follow along, then eventually you'll get to the fun parts. So first off, we're actually just gonna close this off real quick, because we're gonna do something outside. We're just literally gonna open up your client folder, and you're gonna drag your Eclipse folder into here. You can do this earlier or later if you want, but it just keeps it all in one spot and makes it much easier. And now you're gonna go browse. It's gonna be in a new area this time, so you gotta select it and go into your client folder, and then your Eclipse folder should be in there, and you select and then launch. Okay, so now that we're back in here, we're gonna open up these folders again, and we're gonna open this, and then we can start on a new package. So this package is gonna be .module, and we're gonna have a few things in here. So first, we're gonna make a class and call it module. Again, capital M, of course, for classes, you capitalize. What the fuck did I just do? Okay. We're gonna make another class and call this one category. And then we're going to make one last class and call it module manager. Then we're also going to make a new package and call it dot modules. And then in here, we're just going to go another package dot. Actually, no, we don't need to do that yet. We'll do that in a little bit. So now we're just going to open our category up first, and we're going to X out everything else here too that we don't need, except for main. We'll keep main up, and then we'll have these three. So we'll open our category up first. And under category, we're going to put basically every category that we want in our client. So you can do like the usual, like combat and stuff. I usually do like PvP, exploits or something. Render. Could do client. We'll do that one at the end. There's one more I can think of. Player. And then we'll do client. And then end it with that. Some normal ones you would do, usually just do like combat, miscellaneous, movement, render, player, stuff like that. I just do this. This is how I usually set up my categories, because that's just how I do it. So under here, actually, we're gonna add, we're gonna go public string name, and then we're gonna go public module index, and then category string name, and then we're just gonna write this dot name equals name. This is public int. My bad. That should be good now. I don't know what is wrong with this, to be honest. But either way, we're gonna add parentheses to each of these and put basically what you want it to be called when it gets rendered to the screen. So like, we'll just render it like in lowercase letters as PvP, or start it with a capital. Do whatever you want. Exploits. Render. Want to make sure you put quotation marks, because I didn't. Player. And then the last one is client. Oh, this is actually an enum. So when you create it, you might actually just want to do new enum, or you can just change class to enum and it'll update there. So yeah, now it works. Save that, and then you're done with your category. We'll keep it up just to see the categories. Actually, now that we have these categories, we're going to add some stuff to our modules. So we're going to add packages, and we're going to put each category here. So we'll have like our PvP category. For some reason it does this sometimes, but when you click new package, you just want to replace PvP with the next one. So exploits, instead of adding like another dot. And yeah, then it'll just fix itself. What the hell? Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Render, and then not a class. New package dot player. And these packages, you just make them whatever you made your categories, and you don't have to do the same categories as me. And then the last one is client. All right. And that's pretty much good now. We'll leave it open for now, just in case we need to add anything to it. But now we're gonna add to our module class. This is basically where a lot of stuff happens, I guess. To start out, we'll write public module, and we'll write string name, string, you can add a description if you want, and then some other things I usually do here, but we'll just go category for the last one. Category. And it's gonna look weird for now, but we'll fix it in a bit. Or actually we'll fix it right now with this. So we're gonna write super this dot name equals name. What the fuck did I just do? This dot name equals name. This dot description equals description. Oh, we can add we'll add a key this way. We'll just go this dot key, and then we'll write equals 0. So that'll be like how you do your keybind. This dot category equals category. That should be good for now. Actually, no, we want to add, because we're just going to add this dot toggled equals false. Because the way we use toggled, it when it initializes, it has to equal false. It's fine. We want to like get rid of these errors, so we're just going to write public string name and description. How do I keep doing this? Name, description, and then private int key, private category. Oh my god, category, and then public boolean toggled, and then we'll just fix our int there. I don't. Oh, I'm a bit stupid. I'm just gonna tab that over just because it looks nicer. And fix my shitty spelling. Holy crap. Category. Actually, this is gonna be like that. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that's fine for now. After that, we're gonna add a bunch of other things. So we're gonna start with we'll say get description. So public string get description. Return description. Okay, and then we'll add public string set description. It should be this dot description equals description. It's fairly simple. These are just like your getters and setters. Public public int get key. Return key. I don't know how I missed that. That's gotta be like that. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, public void, yeah, because it's a setter. Alright. So get key and set key. Public void set key. And then int key. And then just this dot key, really? This dot key equals key. I'm sorry for my very shitty spelling. It's a big problem. Alright, so we have get and set for key and description, so we'll go we'll do our toggle. So public boolean is toggled. Is toggled, return toggled. And public void set toggle boolean toggled this dot toggled equals toggled. And then we gotta add a few other things here, so before we can like finish this, we'll also just go public void toggle this dot toggled equals the opposite of this dot toggled. Basically, when you do an exclamation point before anything, it'll be the opposite of. So like, yeah, I don't know, it does the opposite of that basically, and as opposed to just doing it. So then undo that, we want to add our enable and disable, and then we can finish our toggled. So we'll just go public void on enable Minecraft. This is fairly simple. Minecraft forge dot event bus dot register, and register this. And then the same thing with public void on disable. Holy. Except we go Minecraft forge, what the hell? Minecraft forge event bus dot unregister this. So this is basically just on enable that's how you code what happens when your module enables, and then when you disable it, everything under disable happens whenever you're coding your module. And then we'll just add a few things real quick. Just public string get name, because I forgot it, and then return this dot name. And we'll just do a get category too. Public category get category return this dot category. Did I spell this wrong? Yeah. I did indeed. Semicolon after basically everything. So then under toggle, we're gonna write if this dot toggled, then this dot on enable on enable, else or otherwise this dot on disable. So if you don't know what this is saying, it's just saying if your module is toggled, then enable it. If it's not toggled, so like otherwise, then disable it. And then we do like the same thing for toggled basically. I think we just copy and paste this actually. Okay then. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, so that should basically be good. We're just gonna Control Shift S, and I think that's fine for our module. Alright, so now we can just go into our module manager, and this should be like the last of the base, and then we can start coding like a HUD and some modules and stuff. So to start, we're just gonna go public array list modules import array list, and then we'll go public module manager, and then this is going to be like where we initialize all of our modules. Anything that's not a module will get initialized in main, but just to clean it up, this is where we initialize everything. So to start, we're going to write this. We're going to write modules equal new. Yeah. Yikes. Oh my god. Array list module. Dot clear. And then that should be good, I think. Yeah. And then basically this is where like everything happens. So when we make a module, I'll make an example one in a second, and then I'll show you how to initialize it here. A lot of times people or I don't know about everyone, but a lot of times people set up their categories in here. So when you write // anything that you write behind it gets disregarded, and it doesn't actually happen in the code. So you can write notes behind // So a lot of people write categories. So I could do // render and then initialize all my render modules down here, and I could do // PVP. Oops. PVP, and then initialize all my PVP things down here. But we'll do that in a second. So under here, we're just gonna go. Alright, so we're gonna get our getters. So we write public module get module string name, and then for module, you can write anything here like module M. We'll just write this dot modules, and then if M or whatever you wrote dot get name equals equals ignore case name, then return M. We're also going to go down here and just write return null. Yeah, there we go. And then under this, we're going to write public array list module get module list return. Holy crap! Return this dot modules. Oh, okay, my bad. It's a parenthesis. I don't know. I'm just really bad at typing. All right. And okay. We're just gonna go under here. We're gonna write public static. This is the last thing for this, and then we're basically done with our base. So public static list module get modules. We'll just say by category. Category C. or like, all right, list modules equals new array list. Okay. Then we're gonna import list from util, maybe. Under here, we're just gonna go for module m. Alright, so then just write main dot module manager. And I think it's, yeah, modules. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into main real quick. And we're gonna add a thing here. We're just gonna write under here, we're gonna go public static module manager equals module manager. Oh, okay, my bad, just module manager like that. And then you can import, and then you go under initialization. Since module manager isn't technically like a module, you actually initialize it under the main. So we just write like Minecraft Forge. Actually, I don't even think we need to do that. Just write module manager equals new module manager. Like that, right? Yeah. All right, so yeah, just write that under public void initialization and have this up here. And then when you go back to here, this should be working. Import main from your own client. And we're just gonna go like this, and then, all right, if m.getCategory equals c, modules.add, yeah, m. And then we can go like down here and just write return modules. Oh, all right, and then for this, you just, I think, yeah, okay. So now you can just Control-Shift-S. This is what should your module manager should look like, and your category, and your module, and your main. No, okay. So I'm just gonna show you how to initialize a module. All right, so let's say you wanted a new module. We're gonna call this one Sprint because that's one that I'm probably gonna do in the future. Because it's fucking easy. Okay. What you do is you write extends module, and then you can import module from your own client. And then we're gonna go ahead and go, all right, and then we're just gonna go like public sprint super hot. Then we're just gonna do like the name, so sprint, and then the description was next. So auto runs when you hit W. Hold W. Right, and then the version or the category. I really said version. So the category is just yeah, category dot, and then this is in player, so you'd write player. And then if you wanted to add a keybind, you can go this dot set key. Anyways, keyboard underscore or underscore keyboard dot key underscore whatever key you wanted to make it. So let's say you wanted to bind sprint to M, you just go key M, and then now you have a sprint that has a description, is in a category, and has a keybind. It doesn't actually do anything right now because there's no code, but the way you would add this or initialize it is you go into your module manager and say we did player category, we just write / player. I already explained why earlier in the video. And then we're just gonna go with this dot modules dot add new sprint, and then you can import sprint, and now it'll exist basically. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't render on the screen. It just doesn't do anything yet, but it's in the code. And yeah, so if you want to add any module, you basically just like go like this and say you want to add your I don't know, fly hacks. You just write fly, and then you import a fly hack that you might have made over here. Obviously we didn't make one yet, so we can't import one. That's basically the base. So I would launch the game, but there's nothing interesting to look at there. I'm gonna go to sleep, and when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna go to school. Anyways, that's it for the base. I'm gonna do the UI and stuff in a second, and then the video is gonna be basically over. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you in a second.
Well, treat a nigga like you 12. How you looking up to me and talking down? Can't you see I am the big man? God level, I am the I am.
Alright. Hello everyone again. So we're gonna be doing the UI now, and we're gonna be rendering stuff to the screen. I'll do a tabbed UI. A few things I'm not gonna do, like I'm not gonna do a clicked UI because those take a little longer, and maybe I'll do it in a different video. There's a few things I might save for another video, but for now I'm just gonna do a HUD, and then we're gonna do a tabbed UI, and we'll try to do a few other things. But yeah, so first off, we're just gonna start. We're gonna go here to source main resources. We're gonna go new, and we're gonna click on folder, and then we're gonna call this folder assets. Yeah. All right, finish, and then you want to click on the assets folder and go new folder again, and this time you're gonna call it your client mod ID. So I already forget mine. I think it's OKP, right? Something like that. OKB. Oh yeah, okay. And then we're gonna click on that again and go new folder. We're gonna call this one, you can really call this whatever you want. We're gonna call it textures. Finish. And then here we're gonna add our we're gonna add our logo file or image or whatever, if you have one, because we're gonna you can actually put anything in here, but like any image you really want. But we're gonna rename this real quick to just we're gonna call it watermark. You can put whatever images you want in here, because later we're gonna render them to the screen. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that like as an example later on. For now though, we're gonna X out a few of these that we don't really need. And we're gonna start on the HUD now. So we're gonna go into our client folder, and then we're gonna go new package, and we're gonna call this .ui. And then we're going to in UI, new class. This will be our HUD. And then we can code our HUD in here. Alright, so the HUD should be simple in for the most part, it should be simple. Basically, rendering stuff is pretty straightforward, and it should be easy to understand, I hope. So this is gonna extend your GUI, and then we import. And by the way, since it extends GUI, we don't put it in our module manager because it's not extending a module. So when we actually want to initialize our HUD, we put it in our main class. to do this, we just type HUD equals new HUD, and then we can go up here somewhere and just go public static HUD. Then we can import, and then we can actually initialize it with Minecraft Forge event bus dot register, and then HUD. I think that's right. I'm probably doing that wrong. It's just HUD. All right, yeah. So now this is our HUD's being initialized. So we can go back into our HUD class, and we can start actually rendering stuff. So to start, we're gonna go at subscribe event, and we're gonna write public void render overlay event, and then we're just gonna go curly bracket, and then we're actually gonna do our well, we're gonna render text to the screen first. So to do that, we write if event.getType we're just gonna import these real quick. Oh, we're not. What? I think it's render game overlay. All right, yeah. So render game overlay event and then import it. And then to render text, we go if event.getType equals render game overlay event.elementType. And then we're just gonna go text. Most of our stuff is gonna be rendered to the text because basically this is like you can render at different levels, I guess. So you can go like health, boss health, boss info, and text is gonna be the normal one. Even for images, usually just use text. But we're just gonna go like this, or we're just gonna put a curly bracket. Okay, real quick, under here we're gonna write well, just write this. I copied it, so then you're gonna import, so scaled resolution SR equals new scaled resolution. We actually need MC, so we're actually gonna go over here and write private Minecraft MC equals Minecraft get Minecraft. So now MC works, and now this works. We also have MC.font renderer. So we're gonna do fr dot and then draw string, and you can draw a normal string or you can draw string with shadow. Usually you do it with shadow. This can be like your reference dot name if you want. But we're just gonna do that for the version. Instead, for the name, we're just gonna go with a quotation marks, and then we're gonna write your client name. So cappy.best. And then we'll edit this later. For now, we're just go x is 1, y is 1. Actually, usually you do x is 2, or I do at least. Color, we're also gonna change this later on, but for now, we're just gonna make it white, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do 6, or you can do 8. And now that text is going to render to the screen at this exact location, and in this color. We're also gonna go ahead and put a version in here, so we'll go like this. That'll put a space, and then we'll write a reference. You don't want to put this one in quotations though, so just plus reference version, and then it'll be Okapi best space your version. Obviously, you put your client name here and whatever you have. So we're also going to render a image, but we're gonna do that in a second. Right now we're gonna write our array list so that we can see what modules are turned on and all that stuff. So to start, we just write this again. So if event.get, what? Oh yeah, I'm stupid. All right, so you want to go just one curly bracket down, and then go if event.getType equals render game overlay event. Then for module mod main.module manager dot get module list. Should be good. If the opposite of mod dot get name, remember exclamation point before it is the opposite. So if that equals, we'll do equals ignore case actually, because we can do more out of that. So equals ignore case, and then we'll like just put 2 quotation marks there for now, and mod dot is toggled. Then fr dot draw string with shadow mod dot get name. Okay, so if you want to render this on the opposite side of the screen, you'll write sr dot get scaled width like that, minus fr dot draw get fr dot get string width mod dot get name, not description, get name, and then go like that, and then we'll just say like -2 or 1. No, okay, -2. And this actually doesn't go here. This is the X, so that all goes there. And then the Y, we can just go up here actually and write, and we'll write int Y equals, you just put 2 there. So int Y equals 2. And then the Y should be fine, and then we'll just write 0x 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 for white, obviously. And then we'll go down here again and we'll go Y plus equals font height. We have to alright, I don't know why I did this, but it's the same as before. It's just element type dot text up here. That should actually be your array list for now. Well, one other thing we could do, we can add like a rainbow. So okay, here. Alright, so if you want like cool rainbows, not the shitty ones, like the cool ones, you're gonna go down here and write public static int just rainbow interlay. I forgot where I got this code from, but this rainbow is not mine. I looked it up somewhere a while ago. Anyways, double rainbow state equals math dot steal system dot current timeless plus delay. And you want to go below this and write rainbow state percent equals 360. And you can change these like accordingly to how you want your rainbow to look, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. So return color dot HSB to RGB or HSB to RGB. Return color dot get HSB color, and then you just write float here. Rainbow state slash 360 F. 0.5 F 1F. And then at the end just write dot get RGB. We kind of built this in the wrong area, so just delete a curly bracket down here and then add one right there, and that should fix your errors. And then to add the rainbow to like whatever you want it to, so we'll add it to the array list. You'll go under int and just write final int counter equals 1. And then you go at the bottom and you'll write counter 0 plus plus. And then now oh yeah, and then we actually want to change the color too. You can't just leave it white. So to change the color to the rainbow, we just make it rainbow counter 0 times 300. And that should be good. Now your array list is rainbow. We can't see it yet, but you will see. We'll just, I think it's being, yeah. So we'll just launch the client and debug real quick to see if everything's working correctly. We're actually gonna see what our current, okay, so key M, so when we click M, it should pop up on the array list. So we'll just wait for our client to start. Okay, so it kind of crashed. So in your main, this is not how you render things. I was right the first time. You just write HUD and then go like that. Actually, it's new HUD. Yeah, so it's like the same as your module manager basically. So make sure you have this in your main class, then you can save and run it again. And hopefully it works this time. Alright, so once Minecraft launches up, this is still here, so that's good. The mod is not broken. So you can see okapi.best at the top left. I'm just gonna go into creative real quick. And then if we click the keybind that we set our sprint to, or whatever module you made, which ours is M, we don't get anything. Okay, so we're gonna actually X this out real quick because we forgot something. So the reason our array list isn't working is because the array list is working. Like if we wrote toggled equals true here, and then we launched the client, we would see that sprint would be rendered as a in the array list. So basically the problem is with when we click M, it's not actually turning on, and that's because we didn't make a key input event. Because how could I make a video without forgetting something? So let's go under here. We're gonna write at subscribe event, and then we're gonna go public void key input event if minecraft.get minecraft dot world equals null, two little vertical line thingies. Minecraft.get Minecraft dot player equals null. Return try or return try. Okay, if keyboard dot is created, if keyboard dot get event key state, if no, what am I doing? No more if statements. I messed up my parenthesis. Apologize for my fucking typos. And just write int key code equals keyboard dot get event key. If key code is less than or equal to 0, return. Just write for real quick for module module manager dot modules, and then we can go if m dot get key equals key code, and key code is greater than 0, then lots of if statements here, then m dot toggle. And then this is going to be gay, so we're going to write catch exception q q dot print. That's not a q. Q dot print stack trace. We're gonna import everything. Import subscribe event and key input event and exception q. Really? Exception q. And there we go. We now have a key input event. And it should hopefully work. So we're just gonna go into debug again. Make sure you save it, of course. And hopefully it works. Okay, once we load up into the world, it should work. So now if we click our keybind for our sprint module, it now shows up. That is awesome. There's a few other things we're gonna do before we start editing other things and adding an image. What the fuck? Basically right now, our sprint renders to the screen, but like when we have multiple modules, they won't be sorted out correctly. And you can keep it that way. Like it could look cool sometimes. I know some clients just don't sort their array list by size. Some of them do it by like alphabet or something, but basically we're gonna sort our array list by size so that it looks good when we have more modules. And then we'll start editing some things like changing the colors of the text and stuff. So yeah. We are gonna go up here under .get Minecraft thingy, and we're gonna write public static class module comparator implements Alright, anyways, we're gonna go at override and then public int compare module argument 0 comma module arg1. Holy crap. If Minecraft.get Minecraft dot font render get string width arg0 dot get name greater than Minecraft dot get Minecraft dot font render dot get string width arg1 dot get name like this, then return -1, and we'll go down under here, enter if we're just gonna copy all of this and just paste it, and then return 0, and I think that's good. Maybe add one. Okay, yeah. So my bad, I've messed some things up. This is just return 1, and then under here is just return 0, and that is now that's done. And then so now if we're just gonna add a bunch of dummy modules just to show you. New class. This is just an example, you don't gotta do all this. Easy dupe. Let's get a variety going here. Alright, obviously you don't need to add these, I'm just gonna show an example. We're gonna take this right here real quick and then just go like that. Extend module. If you are adding modules like I just did, don't forget to actually initialize them. So we just did 1, 2, 3. Easy dupe. We're just gonna write these little notes to keep track of the categories and then save. So now I'm just going to launch the client again and show you that they should compare or sort correctly. Okay, so clearly they're not actually sorting correctly. So that's what they look like when they're like not sorted, by the way. And I actually already know what I did wrong. I have to go into HUD and go under here and just write collections dot sort main dot module manager dot modules new module comparator. Boom, boom. And then now they should actually sort. Is that actually gonna work? Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, now they're sorted. Alright, so real quick I'm gonna show you just like how to change the color of the version number, for instance. Oh, also for this equals ignore case, when we left this blank earlier, I just wrote boo in here. Basically whatever you put in here will not show up on the array list. So if you, like we're gonna make a tabbed UI in a little bit. So we're probably gonna put this in here. You can put like a clicked UI in there. But yeah, so like for now we're just gonna put tabbed UI, and then a tabbed UI is not gonna show up in the array list. Whatever you make as a module that you don't want to show up in the array list, you put in here. So like a HUD isn't a module, so it won't show up in an array list, but like a tabbed UI is a module, so we have to put it in here, and then it won't show up. And then also, if you want to change the color of version, I don't think you can actually do it in one line of text. I have no clue, to be honest. But usually what I just do is delete all of this, and then copy this, paste it down here, and then just put a version in here. And then we can play around with this a little. So like we're gonna go like this and this so that we can see it. You can only do this in debug, by the way, because you can edit things in debug. So we'll just start with 10, and then we'll make this whatever color we want. We can make it the rainbow if we want. Okay, I actually already had this color, so I'm just gonna use this because it matches with the client pretty well. So as you can see, it's on top right now, but we'll kind of just mess around with the numbers. Try to make it look nice, I guess. 55. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe a little closer. So we have a cappy.best 0.01. And we have our array list at the top right. This array list is like a certain color right now of the rainbow. So if we want to make it like a more vibrant rainbow, we can a 0.7. And then I think that's pretty good actually. You can change like this number. I think that's the speed of it. So yeah, clearly now it's a bit faster. It doesn't look too nice, to be honest. I think we would just go 1 in 1F. That'll be a pretty vibrant rainbow. So yeah, that's pretty rainbowy, if you ask me. Alright, that's about it, I guess, for the array list. Next, I'm just going to show you quickly how to render a image to the screen. We're actually just going to have to close this because we won't be able to debug with an image quite yet. Alright, so if you want to render an image to the screen, we're going to do this in the form of a logo. You're going to go private final source location with an E. And then we'll call this watermark. Will equal new. Resource location. And you write reference dot mod ID. Comma. And then you just go textures. Slash watermark. And this is where you just put whatever you named your image. So watermark.png is ours. So textures slash your image. So texture slash watermark.png. Just go like that. Okay, so if we actually want to render this to the screen, we're just gonna make this look a little nicer because it's kind of looks like shit right now. Slash client name. Alright, so under here we're gonna go. You don't have to do these, but the slashes, but I do them because it's just easier for me. So if event.getType, or I'm not even gonna write it out this time. Just copy it and paste it. So you can do that same thing, and then if to actually get the image, you go mc.render engine .bind texture watermark. Okay, this is a capital T. So basically just put the name of whatever you called this up here inside of these parentheses. I'm not sure why I put the parenthesis that way. And then you go down here and then you would write draw scaled model rect. This is where you can start to play around with things in debug mode, but we're going to start with for these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for these last 6, we're just going to put the same number. We're just going to start with 50. And then for these, we'll start with 0 for all of them. And then we'll hop into debug mode and then, oops, shit. And then make it look good. So 0. And then this renders our image now, and we'll hop into debug mode. Alright, so yep, as you can see, the image is rendered to the screen. So if we want, we can put it like, oh, oops. We could put it like at the bottom left. I think that'll look cool. I don't know. So this is basically all you need is the X and the Y. So this is the X and Y, and then we'll make this like push it back a little bit. That is the Y. This is the X. Alright, so -3 should be good, maybe 2. And then we'll just push it down a bit, so like 50. Although actually to do this, yeah, we need to go sr.getScaled height. I'm like -50 or something. Oh, that's perfect. It's actually perfect. Okay. I will change it a little bit. -48. It goes down. 52. Oh, and it's gone. Oh, okay. 51 should be good. Some music. Alright, so we now have a logo at the bottom left. So you can obviously do any image you want. That's how you render an image to the screen. I'm gonna go to sleep now and then do the tabs UI tomorrow, because tabs UI takes a bit to do. But yep, so we have all this. Oh, okay, so our logo is now rainbow. That's because they're all being rendered to the same thing. So what we're gonna do about that is just go to our image and change this to something else. So helmet, or yeah, we'll make it helmet. Helmet usually works. Helmet. Control S. You have to save for your debug mode to work, by the way, if you haven't figured that out already. You have to save and then it debugs. But yeah, now it's being rainbow and the logo is not being affected. I think that's about it. I'll do the tab UI tomorrow. See you then.
I'm coming with the drone cam, when I pick a killer kill. I'm on that stick, no way else, for close, I'm on that kill. Controller on your car.